Hello, I'm back. I know I missed a few episodes in a row, but I'm back now. I had a weird week where I was staying somewhere that was just so awful that I was A, in a reading slump, and B, couldn't really make content. Just to give you reference, there were like bugs everywhere. One night I woke up and there were like 4 cockroaches in the room, like rustling around, and they were like in my clothes. Oh, it's so gross. It was so gross, and the place was dirty. The toilet and the shower were outside on the balcony. It was awful, and the aircon didn't work. If you don't know, right now I'm in Thailand, and if you've ever been to Thailand, it's hot as fuck. So like not having air is really bad. Like I had a fan, but it's not good enough. So I wasn't doing super well for like a week, and I really wasn't getting much reading done. Because I was just super uncomfortable in that space, and usually I do my reading at home. I'll do some reading at like coffee shops and stuff, but most of it I do here. So like I'm in a new place now. I went back to Bangkok. Before I was on an island called Koh Samui. So now I have like an actual proper room. I've done more reading in the past like 2 days since I got here than in like the whole week that I was in that other place. So I am back, and I'm going to give you guys an update on just what I've been reading and whatnot. I can't remember exactly what I was reading in the last update, but in the past week, I finished one book and started and finished another one, literally just in the past 2 days, essentially. So the book I finished first was Beloved by Toni Morrison. I believe I did talk about this a little bit in the last update. I loved that book. I thought it was phenomenal. Although I will say, if you have interest in this book, for one, it's about slavery and about the trauma from slavery and about people, trying to move on with their lives and accept the freedom that they've been given now that they're no longer slaves. So it is dealing with very heavy topics. And the way that this book is written is something that I think will be very difficult for a lot of people, because Toni Morrison is not holding your hand. Within the same page, she'll jump sometimes between 2 different timelines and not really give you a clear indicator that she's doing it. And there's a reason for that. It's because a lot of this book is meant to sort of blend that past and future together, because it's about people who are still kind of, going through the trauma that they experienced in the past and how it's quite literally haunting them in the present. And I think it's done very well. Toni Morrison is an incredible writer, just down to the sentence structure of what she's writing is just clearly so deliberate and so masterfully done. Her control of the English language is so powerful. I mean, I was in awe of her writing in this book, but it's definitely not going to be for everyone. I went on Goodreads after I finished it, and I saw some people who did not like the book because for one, it's kind of confusing, and you definitely need to have your brain on. And I get that, not everyone wants to do that, although I will say that's a bit of a skill issue. I think I talked about this in my last video too. If you give a book 1 star because you didn't understand it, says a little bit more about you than it does about the book. I'm just gonna say that, okay? If you're gonna DNF something because you don't understand it, maybe just don't give it a rating. That's just my opinion. Because saying that it's 1 star is because you didn't get it. You know what? I'm not gonna say what the implication is there, but I think maybe you'll understand, right? Or maybe you don't understand, which is why you're leaving a 1-star review of a book that you didn't even finish. Oh, spicy hot take. Ooh, mic drop moment. I'm not gonna drop my mic, but it's a mic drop moment. It's a mic drop moment because I'm getting spicy today. I had some hot takes. I just posted a TikTok the other day about hot takes. I'll show you this. I think I showed you in an earlier video, but I have this secondhand book I got at a bookstore in Bangkok. I'm back in Bangkok now, so I'm going to go shopping for more books. I have some room in my luggage, but this is the first one I picked up. It's The Sirens of Titan by Kurt Vonnegut. It's well-loved, well read through, I believe. It's like taped around the edge, so like it's not even, it's literally held together at the seams. And I love books like this that are clearly something that has passed through many hands and many people have read it. So I'm going to go back to a secondhand bookstore and pick some other stuff up. For one, because I want to own more secondhand books, and it's just fun to go shopping for books, even if I can't buy a whole lot, because I do have some room in my luggage, but not a lot. So I do want to buy more. But also because I'm filming TikToks here now, and if I don't know if any of you are watching like post on TikTok, if you're also a bookish creator, I think you'll understand what I mean. It helps to have at the very beginning of the video something that kind of tells people what the video is going to be about. So just holding a book up, immediately someone knows you're going to talk about a book. And in the day and age where you have like 0.5 seconds to get someone's attention. You need to have a visual cue about what you're talking about. And if someone is interested in listening about books, they're going to see you holding a book and they're going to pause for a second to hear what you're saying. If I'm just sitting here with nothing in my hands and then I say something about books, even that, just missing that visual cue, immediately I'm losing someone's attention there, right? You get what I mean? So I want to buy more just to use them as props. Like, they don't even, I'm not even going to show the cover. I'll just show the spine and then cut away and then maybe like have like a graphic of whatever I'm talking about, you know, like a screenshot of the book cover. It's kind of funny. Just letting you into my process for making TikToks. It's a little bit silly, right? That I'm going to use them as props, but I've done it before. Where I'll stack books in like a big pile, and some of them I end up showing to the screen. Some of them I don't own the book that I want to talk about in physical, like I have it on Kindle, so I'll just like point to the air and then a book will show up right there. It's kind of goofy, but it's fun. It's fun to make videos like that and just see how I can improvise, right? Especially now that I'm traveling and I'm kind of improvising all the time when I'm creating stuff. So, because right now you can't see where the camera is, but you guys are on like a sliding, not glass door, but you know, like the bug door or whatever. I don't know what to call it. Screen door. That's the word I'm looking for. You're just like propped up on one where there's like a tiny little ledge. Improvise, baby. Improvise. Adapt. Overcome. What is that from? That's from something. Improvise. Adapt, overcome. What is that from? That's from like a movie or something, right? Or is that like the Marines? I don't know. I don't know what that's from. So anyways, yeah, I read Beloved by Toni Morrison. Also, before I get into the next book I want to talk about, in this past week, have been watching Severance on Apple TV. My friend Elizabeth told me to watch it. It was a great recommendation. It's so good. It's such a good show. I'm like 6 episodes in, I want to say. I haven't been able to watch a whole lot because, again, I hated the place I was staying in, so like doing anything sedentary in that room made me uncomfortable. Now that I'm here, I actually have a TV over there. You can't see it, but I have a TV, so I can actually watch it on TV instead of on my phone. Huge relief. So I'm probably gonna catch up pretty soon on that. It's so good. I don't want to tell you a goddamn thing about it though. I'm literally nothing. I want to tell you zip zilch nothing. If you have Apple TV, or even if you don't have Apple TV, it's worth to get like the free trial just to watch this show because it's so damn good. It blows my mind that this isn't like fucking huge. I feel like in the day and age of streaming where there's just so much, somehow this has like gone under the radar. Like there are still people talking about it and hyping it up, but like in the general like sphere of public knowledge, I feel like it's not like that big of a deal, and that is it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. The show is incredible. The concept is so amazing, and I don't want to tell you what it is. And just the writing, there's so many details, and like the characters are so interesting, and the plot moves at such a good pace. The music is great. The cinematography is amazing. Like the whole product is just chef's kiss. It's so good. It's so good. So I highly recommend, if you haven't seen that show, it should be at the top of your priority list if you're someone who likes watching TV, okay? It's very, very good. So, rant over about Severance, but yes, you should all be checking it out, okay? I don't want to say anything else about it. I don't even want to tell you what genre it is, okay? I'm not going to tell you shit, okay? It's just good. Trust me, all right? Just take my word. Watch the first episode, you'll be hooked. I promise, okay? That's end of rant, all right? So, I was in a reading slump for like, I want to say like 3 or 4 days, for more like 5 days, really. That whole time I was in that room, every time I sat down to read, I could sit down for like maybe 20, 30 minutes, and then I would be like, feels so gross. I just don't like being in that room. So I picked up a couple books and just didn't get anywhere with them. And then the last day that I was there, I started The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. This is for the Fantasy and Other Stuff book club on Fable. And I read the beginning of that book that one day, and I was immediately like, okay, this is good. Like, this is interesting. And then I had a flight from where I was staying in Koh Samui to Bangkok, and ended up just binging a whole bunch of it. And then I had like another hour-long taxi from the airport to where I'm staying now, and I read the entire way there too. And then that next day I woke up and I just read like all day, and I ended up reading the entire thing in like 3 days. It's fantastic. It's a great book. It's not like revolutionary, it's not like mind-blowing, it's not like a 6 out of 5 book, but it's one of those books where like I feel like I can comfortably recommend it to pretty much anyone. Like, I really can't think of anything about it that I didn't like. Like, it's just super well constructed. The characters are good, the plot is good, the world is interesting, it's got a fun mystery at the center of it that you're kind of spiraling towards the entire way. The pitch I have for this is it's literally just, what if Sherlock Holmes lived in the Attack on Titan world? That's basically it. And it's got like a murder mystery at the center. It's literally got the Sherlock and Watson dynamic between the main character and like his superior, who's like the lead detective for like this case they're working on. There's a lot of really interesting world building. I feel like there's some great dialogue in there. You know, the characters aren't like crazy good, but they're good enough. Like, I care about them enough that like pages just flew by. I think it's great. I can't say anything more about it, that it's just a really good book. And if you're kind of wanting something that's going to grab you from the start and just really not have anywhere it lags in the book, this is the one, man. It's just a very solid book. So that's my pitch for that. It's just a very solid book. I will definitely read the second book. It's apparently part of a series, although I will say you could read this as a standalone. Like, if you read this and then you go, I don't really need more, that's fair. It's good as a standalone too. Like, it has a start and a finish, and you can stop there if you want. I will end up reading the next one because I liked it a lot. So yeah, good book, Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. That's kind of how I felt about, I read one of his other books. I read Foundry Side around this time last year, and I had a very similar feeling where I was just like, that was a damn good book. I ended up not continuing that series though, and I can't really explain why. Like, I enjoyed it. Like, I for some reason I just never picked up the next one, but he, as an author, I would say there's nothing about his books that stands out super strong to me. It's not like he has one thing in particular that he's like really good at. He's just very good at crafting a solid story that just is entertaining. It hits all the points you want. It's like comfort food for like modern fantasy fans, if that makes any sense. Like, if you like modern fantasy, his books are just gonna tickle the right spot. They're gonna really just get you in that spot that modern fantasy just gets, right? And he's not doing anything crazy. He's not doing anything super special, but there's good books. There's good books. So I feel like he's one of those authors. Again, I can just recommend him to pretty much anyone, and like, if you like fantasy at least, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna like it. So like, yeah, I recommend the Tainted Cup for pretty much anyone out there. I think if you watch me, you probably like fantasy. So next time you need something that's just going to be like a quick, easy read, it's kind of like eating some popcorn. It's not like, it feels weird to compare it that way. It's not like popcorn fantasy where it's just like super bland. It's a good snack. I don't know, man. It's a good snack. That's all I can say about it. And just today, I started reading The Wall of Storms by Ken Liu. I didn't realize that book was like 1,000 pages long, because the first book, The Greats of Kings, was like 650 pages. I didn't realize this was going to be like 300 pages longer. I'm not complaining. Like, I'm excited, but I didn't realize it was going to be that long. And I'm trying not to take too big of breaks between those books, because there's a lot of history and a lot of names that I have to remember. But I am very excited for this. I liked the first book. I've heard this is way better, so I am excited for it. I'm excited to see what's in store. And already, I'm like 70 pages in. It's excellent, and I feel like it's a lot more focused in on like certain characters, so I'm excited to see where it goes from here and to see how it lives up to the hype. But after that, I have no idea what I'm reading. Actually, I think I'm going to read The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I believe that's the author's name. I had it pulled up somewhere, but I can't remember. That's for the Super Secret Book Club. I know it's a thriller. That's all I know. It's a thriller book. I'm sure it'll be exciting and fun to read, and that's kind of all I want out of it. So I know I'm going to read that. I'll probably be able to fit one more book in this month. I don't know what it'll be, but I'll figure it out. But anyways, yeah, I wanted to give you this quick update. I know it's been a while, and if you're still watching, I want to let you know I'm cutting down for the time being to just one episode weekly instead of 2 videos weekly. I was just getting a little burnt out on making videos while traveling, because I just have so much I'm juggling. And if you do extensive travel, like long-term travel, you know that you encounter a lot of obstacles and a lot of things you kind of have to figure out on a daily basis. And trying to juggle that with making videos and with writing and like going to the gym and trying to have a social life was just a lot. I can do 1 video a week, 2 a week. I was struggling a little bit. It's not like these are a ton of work, but I just needed to cut something away somewhere, and cutting one video out a week is an easy way to kind of give myself a little bit more breathing room. So just so you know, moving forward, only one video a week for me. But when I get back to the States, I'll probably go back to two. So anyways, that's my weekly update for you guys. Sorry I was gone for so long, but I'm back now, and I will be posting weekly again moving forward. So anyways, I'll see you next time. And until then, I hope you're happy and healthy. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.